Free agency is open. Jaren Jackson Jr., brand new deal to stay with the Grizzlies, 5 years, $240 million. And then Aldama, a restricted free agent, stays in Memphis for 3 years, $52.5 million. And the Houston Rockets have made yet another move, this time bringing from the Lakers newly crowned free agent Dorian Finney-Smith, agreeing to a 4-year, $53 million deal. Jaren Jackson Jr. has agreed to a new 5-year, $240 million renegotiation sensation.
Cha-ching!
To stay with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, no.
That's right. So you can go ahead and grab out your Sharpies, everybody. Pull out your bingo cards and go ahead and put a big black X right through that idea. Jaren Jackson Jr., $48 million per year on a 5-year renegotiated deal. He was heading into the final year of his current contract, which was going to pay him about half this much at about $24 per year. He'll now make $48 per year and stay with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, good for JJJ, Jaren Jackson Jr. And so now you look at the Memphis payroll, and you've got Jaren Jackson Jr. making $23 next year, and I guess then the extension would kick in after that. And you got Ja. Where is Ja? Ja's at the bank, making $39, then $42, then $45 almost. So, I mean, does Memphis now look at that and think, okay, with just Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja, are you a top 4 team in the West? No. Are you a top 8 team? Maybe. I mean, who are you, Memphis?
Would you like to know what Memphis is going to do next? Because while you were talking, that just broke.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
More Shams?
More Shams. Shams bombs. They're coming fast. Shams bombs. Shams says restricted free agent Santi Aldama has agreed to a new 3-year, $52.5 million deal to also return, stick, and stay with the Memphis Grizzlies. So that was a 1-2 punch.
Interesting.
That cost the Grizzlies almost $300 million.
So 17.5 per, roughly, 3 years and 52. I think it's $17.6 million a year. And, you know, thinking about Kuminga, all roads lead back to Kuminga. So Santi Aldama, who is from the same draft class and has played about the same number of games, not as high leverage, and he's averaging 10 points a game for his career, but he's been going up, and he gets this. Now, Kuminga's better than Santi Aldama, but how much better is he?
It's an interesting comment because I don't think you're wrong by saying he's better, but he has also been utilized less. He like his functionality to his particular team has had less impact than Aldama has on his, I think is the way that I'll say that.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. He's a more talented player. He's a more versatile player, but he has had less of an impact on his particular team. And yes, I know a lot of you will immediately go, that's that team's fault. Okay, fine. Again, you can feel that way, but I like your comp. I like your thinking. And again, I think the window into the conversations that have happened, I don't know whether to believe this report or not. Jonathan is seeking $30 million per year. Even if you think he's better than Aldama, Aldama's coming in at 17, and Jabari Smith is coming in at 24. Jonathan Kuminga, based on this market, what I'm seeing, this is not a $30 million player.
Right.
And if that's what he asked the Warriors for, there's no doubt that the Warriors said no, and I bet no other team is going to offer him that either.
It doesn't seem like it, and, you know, the word from Bobby Marks, friend of the program, has said that only Brooklyn has the money to give him $20+ million per year, and, you know, Brooklyn's been doing so many different things. It doesn't feel to me like they're looking to be that team to, all right, Kuminga, you're the guy. We want to, like, hitch our wagon to you. The interesting thing about Aldama and Kuminga, Aldama played over the course of his first 4 years, 235 games. Kuminga was at 258, and they both were right at 22 minutes a game for their career. Now, Kuminga's done more with his minutes, and he's played more playoff games, obviously, and he is a better player, but I do think that when you see the Aldama contract come in where it did, just short of $18 million per year for 3 years. I think that 3-year mark is about what Kuminga is looking at. And if it's 3 and 60, that might be like that. Where it winds up.
Yep, it might be that. Keep an eye on the Miami Heat. I know that we're talking about the Brooklyn Nets having the space to do this. Miami did just have some more space clear because Duncan Robinson declined his contract. That opened up a little bit more money. I'm no expert on Miami's cap. I just know that they've consistently been named as a possible landing spot for Jonathan, and they just cleared some money. So I find that interesting, but we'll see. That's where we are right now. Free agency is open. Jaren Jackson Jr., brand new deal to stay with the Grizzlies, 5 years, $240 million. And then Aldama, a restricted free agent, stays in Memphis for 3 years, $52.5 million. And the Houston Rockets have made yet another move, this time bringing from the Lakers newly crowned free agent Dorian Finney-Smith, agreeing to a 4-year, $53 million deal. So a 4-year free agent contract. Dorian Finney-Smith, 3-and-D wing player. The Houston Rockets, again, get themselves a little bit older, a little bit more playoff experience to mix in with their young guys.
13 and a quarter per year average annual value. And if you're the Warriors, this is one where you have FOMO because you would love to have this player, this type of player, a real 3-and-D guy, heavy on the D and good on the 3 as well. But if you have Dorian Finney-Smith, then if he's your 6th best player, you're a good team. You're a deep team. And what you said earlier about Houston, we have a problem.
Scary. Houston, you are a problem.
Yep.
No question about it. I wonder how far we are from naming them the favorite in the West, even over the Thunder.
We're still a ways away from that.
Only because we haven't seen them. If you put roster next to roster, I'm not sure that Houston's not better than Oklahoma City. Now that you're putting this kind of experience and shooting ability to mix in, that's what they couldn't do. They couldn't shoot. And now they've got Kevin Durant and Dorian Finney-Smith. So,
what they're trying to do is they're trying to do what Oklahoma City has done, which is here's our top 9, deal with us.
Exactly.
And Houston's going to be in that spot, and that's where the Warriors, I think, they're going to miss out because they can't possibly do that with their top-heavy roster.
They're not in on those conversations. They already made their big deal. They got Jimmy Butler. Another deal, this one on a smaller scale. Center forward Paul Reed signs a 2-year, $11 million deal to return to the Detroit Pistons. Another interesting young team, especially with what's gone on in the East. Like, you could sell me on the idea that the Detroit Pistons are hosting a first-round playoff series next year, for sure. For sure, I would buy that.
Yeah, top 4 seed. Yep. I mean, on the surface, I would say you're crazy, but then you look around the conference and you go, well, they don't have their star. They don't have their star. They don't have their star. And
they were the 6th seed just this last year.
And honestly, if you look at other teams that might have a say in that, Atlanta and Orlando, both teams that have gotten better and they've added pieces. And the East is so wide open that, you could almost convince me of 12 teams that might be able to host.
No doubt. The Ayton thing I know is on people's minds. I sort of approach that opinion with a question first. I get it. He's a productive big, and yes, the Warriors need a big. My sense is, I haven't heard this from the Warriors, but my guess is, first of all, he's probably going to command a little bit more money than they're comfortable with, number one. But maybe even more important, I just don't think he's their type of player. I don't think he fits. I think what they're looking for in a big is someone that can allow Draymond Green to play power forward, but also then not have everything offensively fall apart where the defense doesn't need to worry about the three-point line because you've got too many non-shooters on the court at once. So I think that they would like to look at some 7-footers, get some more size out there. I know Al Horford is not the biggest body. I know he's not the greatest rebounder, and I know he's old. But along the lines of that guy and even the Quentin Post style of can somebody defend the 5 position and also shoot the 3? That's my guess in terms of what the Warriors would rather do, and that's not DeAndre Ayton.
No, it's not at all. And I was looking at the list earlier. Somebody shared this, that he's one of 18 players ever to average a double-double in each of his first 7 seasons. So he's that dude. He's a throwback in an era where, yeah, most bigs have to shoot or get to shoot or are good at shooting. He's not that guy, but he's been double-digit points and rebounds every single year of his career. But you talk about fit, and this team loves to play, player movement and a lot of pass and cut and pass and move offense, and DeAndre Ayton just doesn't fit that. Offensively, he is a guy who can play the dunker spot, and he'll go up there and get a rebound and score that way, but he doesn't have a very developed offensive package that would fit with this team.
Well, I also, when guys are putting up, and you're right, he's averaged a double-double every year of his career. When guys do that and teams keep shipping them out for a song, I don't know about you, but I get the message. Like, to me, that's like, what the hell's going on there? Like, you flat out don't want him on your team. Suns are like, yeah, we're good. We're going to go in a different direction. And now the Blazers are negotiating a buyout. We're negotiating a buyout with a guy who's 26 years old and averaged 14 and 10 last year. Why don't teams want him on their team? Like, I don't think this is a perfect comp, but it's the same point that I was trying to make about Jordan Poole. It's like, okay, I get it. I see the stats too. I can go to ESPN and CBS and Fox, NBA.com. I can see all the numbers. I get it. I also know there have now been multiple teams that are just like, yeah, we don't want you. We'd rather have you gone. We don't even really care what we get in return. We would just rather have you gone. That says something to me.
It does, and he only played 40 games last year for Portland, so I know he had injuries. And in Phoenix, I'm not going to hold that against Ayton because, well, it's Phoenix. And, Phoenix from a management standpoint, roster-wise, they haven't really made a lot of great decisions. And so, yeah, but the fact that he goes to a second team and then that team is like, yeah, we'd rather buy you out than pay you one more year of $30+ million. We'd rather have you off our books and off you go and find a new team. But all that said, I don't think that he's going to get a contract that the Warriors can afford. Maybe it's not $20 million a year. If it's $15 million a year, even that is too rich for the Warriors' blood.
At least it is in this moment until they know what they're doing with Jonathan. One more, and this one's just a wee little baby of a deal, but one more deal for the Memphis Grizzlies, who have come to an agreement with guard Cam Spencer. 2 years, $4.5 million.
Okay. Nice. Good money if you can get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's good job.
It sounds like a wee little deal, like you said, but that's still $2.25 million a year for playing basketball. I'd take it.
Yes, you would.
Memphis wanted to give me $2 and $4.5. I'd take it.